Awesome. So this is John from Pitch Guitars here at the NAMM show with Fred Green from
Hi John, how are you?
Keeping well?
I'm doing good.
It's early, literally our first appointment at NAMM, so we're all still feeling fresh. Let's see what happens in the next few hours,
Exactly.
Especially after the big dinner tonight and a few beers and stuff, etc. So, but got quite a lot of cool stuff to talk about. New things happening at Martin.
A lot of new stuff.
One of the ones that definitely caught my eye when I saw the new product release was the introduction of this new Street Legend series guitar.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a D18 Street Legend, and it's just like our regular D18, just everything you know and love about a regular D18, same specifications. Obviously, with a very vintage vibe on the front of it. We've got some new technology, which we're calling sort of a digital microburst technology, which allows us to capture a digital image and then put that image directly on top of the wood of the guitar. Right now, I know a lot of people sort of say, oh, is this like old photo flame or something like that? It's not like that at all. Photo flame stuff was when they put it on top of a film or a piece of paper and then glue it to the top of the guitar. That's not what this is. This is directly onto the wood of the instrument. This is actual wear pattern from guitar in our museum.
Yeah, I've seen that very guitar.
You've seen that very guitar. You've probably played it.
I have.
Exactly. And so that's the real wear pattern of a D18. And we kind of did it as a fun thing, just to sort of experiment and say, let's just try it and see if it works. And it was just, it came out unbelievable. I mean, pictures don't do it justice. I think when you see it in person.
In the flesh, it was really hard to, when I first saw the images, of kind of get a feeling of, you know, how it was really going to be. But it really does look, well, it just really looks super authentic, doesn't it?
It does. Well,
without kind of, you know, the custom shop price tag.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And what's unique about it is we're not having to sort of fake a wear pattern.
No.
It's a real wear pattern.
So, and I guess every single one's going to look the same, aren't they? I guess.
Yeah, they will look the same, but people always ask me, you know, if I play it, what happens when I wear through it?
Sure.
Nothing. It's just wood underneath.
Yeah.
It's just, it looks just like wood.
It's just going to wear some of this away, isn't it?
Exactly, and it's going to look like your own marks there. It's going to just blend in with what you have.
We all lust after these classic, you know, vintage bluegrass guitars and stuff like that. And if you bought a brand new D18, it's going to take a long time for it to look like that, isn't it? So
that's it. So if you want that vibe, you can get it. And it also allows us to do it at a price point where we couldn't do it, because this is actually selling for less than a standard D18.
Really? Right. Wow.
So that's pretty nice.
It looks really killer. I guess because the lack of gloss means the
saves time. Saves us quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the vintage look, you could get it in a sunburst.
Yeah.
And then we also offer it in a plain top. So it's up to you as a consumer to choose what you want. Like I said,
so you've got basically 3 finish options now.
3 finish options.
Yeah,
same price for all 3.
Wow.
So there's no upgrade, and that's the D28 version that you see behind you.
So this one has less kind of an aged look to it.
Correct. A little less wear on the 28, and what we noticed is when we went into the museums and looked at the guitars, the 28s typically had less wear on them.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's because the 18 was at the lower price point, and so people kind of beat them up, and then they would move or upgrade to a 28.
A
they
bit
would
more
take
gentle,
a little more gentle with it.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So that's the actual wear pattern from a 28 that we had in the factory.
Yeah, it looks so cool, and even like I don't know how well you can see on the camera, but like, you know, in the picking areas where like you see a lot of bluegrass players really kind of hit and dig in, it has more kind of aging around there. So it's not just, you know, a lot of modern-looking kind of relic guitars. You question some of the choices. How would a guitar really look like that?
Correct.
You know, so
we're
super cool.
We're trying to stay as real as possible to give you that feel that you're looking for. But the back and sides, all, you know, pretty new.
Yeah.
Just
the top.
Yeah, and we realize that, you know, guitars are they're as much a fashion piece.
Yeah, totally.
And we've also realized through our testing in-house that people many times hear with their eyes. In other words, if they love the way something looks, they love the way it sounds.
Yeah, totally. When people come into the store as well to check guitars out, they're always going to be attracted by the look of something before they know what the specs are. Essentially. So that's very, very cool. I can't wait to get some of these into the store as well. Is this just available on Dreadnoughts at the moment?
At the moment, but we'll be coming out later with more versions. Absolutely,
absolutely. Yeah, cool. So we've got some more. So you're going to have the D18 and the 28 in the Satin as well.
Both.
like a non-H
Exactly,
look,
the same thing. They'll both come with the sunburst package, or they'll both come with the plain package, and their prices are the same. And the 28 also is less than the standard D28.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see the difference tone-wise between the satin and the gloss ones. How different they are.
They will. And typically the satin is actually a thinner finish than the gloss, so they will have a little bit of a tonal difference.
It's still nitro.
Yeah, still nitro, but all the same specifications on the inside. So the sonic engine of the instrument is exactly the same. So it's going to feel like a regular 28 or 18.
Yeah. I just think these things are so cool.
It's a great bargain.
It's a great looking guitar as well. If you like, we're if you're preaching to the converted here and you like aged guitars, you're going to love this sort of look, aren't you? Yeah.
And even if you're on the fence about it and you already have an 18 or something, and now you can get into something like this for less money, as opposed to buying an authentic where you're going to
it's
three times the price.
More of a considered purchase, isn't it?
Correct.
Awesome.
And we have an 18, a new 3718 aged.
Oh, let's check that out.
Yeah, I'm going to go see that.
D28, beautiful.
Yeah, this is.
Check this, amazing woods. So this is what happens when you go custom shop level as well. Check that out.
Yeah, that's the new Guatemalan rosewood that we're using on the authentics for this year. We used to use, everything was all Madagascar rosewood, and now we basically don't have much left anymore. So we're moving into a Guatemalan rosewood. It's denser than the Madagascar, so it has a little more Brazilian sound than the Matty.
It looks great as well, doesn't it?
It looks fantastic, but you're going to get a little bit, like you said, when you turn it around, you're going to see a little bit more
sapwood
of that sapwood in there. And we thought about just trying to work around that stuff from a vintage standpoint, but
you have to embrace it. It's so cool,
I think so.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I think
if one of these turned up an original guitar looking like this in Carter's or Grooves or something like that, everybody would lose their mind, wouldn't they?
Correct.
So I think it's so cool.
And what I like about it is it sort of becomes sort of like a birthmark in the sense that you know that's your guitar.
Yeah.
This has something very unique and special about it. Whereas some of the old vintage ones, they kind of all blend together, but it's the same straight grain all the time.
Yeah.
And we left a little on the sides also.
Yeah.
But
and the shape seems to be slightly different on these as well.
We worked the shape last year. We changed it over to a much square.
Yeah, you can really
on the
see
top
that straight away.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that, trying to make sure we got that correct. And it has all the vintage stuff that you would expect, with the hide glue and the non-adjustable rod and the thinner fingerboard and the rounded off corners and all the bridges. The more played-in feel on the neck, the big fat neck.
Yeah, it's cool.
So
very nice.
I mean, it just feels right.
Yeah, and you're going to certainly notice the difference when you pick up a 28 Street Legend and then
absolutely. This you're certainly moving up a class. When you get into this guitar,
probably got to work a bit harder with a guitar like this, but when you do, the tone's going to be
more rewarding,
rocking, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's more rewarding. You do have to work a little bit harder, but the headroom on this guitar is a lot higher. With the Adirondack top, torfified.
So
the vintage gloss finish.
Headroom, isn't it? It's like a 100-watt amp.
Correct.
This is like a 25-30-watt. Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome,
Exactly.
That's great.
So we have that. How about we go?
We've got some acoustic basses.
You got some one-off product. You want to see? That's a Klaus Foreman.
Yeah.
You should probably take a quick look.
Yeah.
So this is a guitar.
Seen images of this.
Yeah. This is original artwork by Klaus Foreman, who did the cover for the Beatles album. So we sent the guitar to him, and he and his son did this work on the instrument. It's a one-off. We're just selling a single piece. Really beautiful guitar. It's a display piece. It's a work of art.
Yeah,
it's probably a guitar you're not going to play a lot.
No, but it's an awesome investment piece, isn't it?
Right,
someone,
but it's really, really cool. Very, very unique with the doves up top.
Yeah,
and the
it's going
instrument
to go to a big Beatles fan.
Yeah, I'm sure a Beatles fan will get it. It's a little pricey.
Yeah, but it's an awesome guitar in its own right as well, I guess. So
and you're buying art in this particular case. Just something fun to do. We try to keep it fun.
Yeah, no, exactly, and it's nice to see some color, on the wall as well. And
Year of the Rabbit. This guitar, the Chinese Year of the Rabbit.
Yeah.
So Chris's cousin, who's an artist, painted that for us, and once again offering it as a single one-off piece. Very cool.
Right.
How about we go look at some basses? You want to see our new basses?
Yeah,
we're going to go all the way to the back wall here.
Okay. Right.
All right.
Love this little thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That's going to be great for a lot of six stringers. Are going to be into that, aren't they?
That's exactly who we designed it for. So we're offering a triple O Dreadnought and a Dreadnought junior bass, short scale, 24 inch. very easy to play. Like you said, if you're a guitar player and you like to dabble in playing bass, it's perfect. It's got a Fishman pickup in it. We actually developed our own strings.
Right,
So it's a nylon string core with a phosphor bronze winding.
Yeah.
And we're not the first person to do that. I know other companies have done that in the past. But what we found is we felt like their tension was a little too low. And then when we upped the tension on that string just a little bit, we got a lot more volume out of it. We thought it performed really, really well.
Yeah.
So we decided to put it up.
Probably a lot better.
A lot better.
Yeah.
Super easy to play. Actually really loud for a small piece. So it works great. And if you use those strings on somebody else's bass, actually the strings will improve the way it sounds.
Yeah, and you're making these strings pretty much straight away anyway, aren't you?
We're making them. We're offering them this year, so you'll be able to buy the strings. If you go to the website, you can see them on there.
Awesome. So and then this is
that's the sunburst version of it, and you can get them. You can get them with cutaway, non-cutaway, bursted, not bursted, all the same price.
Right.
So there's no upcharge for the burst, no upcharge for the cutaway.
Sure. And is this like a print style thing as well?
No, this is not. This is sprayed in our Mexico factory.
Fine. Okay.
So Sapelli back and sides. This particular one is a spruce top. They're both spruce tops in this particular case.
Great. That looks killer. Really definitely.
Cool.
It's going to appeal to electric guitarists that just want to get some cool
Once you
sounds
sit down and you start playing it, it becomes sort of like a couch guitar. And you start dabbling around.
Especially like we're going up the top end on the guitars with the cutaways.
It's just so much fun to sit around and goof around on.
Yeah.
And they sound great plugged in.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Was it a Fishman pickup? Was it?
Yeah, it's a Fishman pickup. Larry and his team modified a current pickup they had just for this guitar for us. Fantastic. They did a great job.
This one can talk about this a bit more. We've got one of these in stock.
Yeah, this is our custom shop SC that we did 9 months ago, I think.
Yeah.
9 months ago. Solid wood. We wanted to do an SC solid wood using our linear dovetail technology in the neck. We kind of fancied it up a bit, add a little bit of pearl. We got our liquid metal bridge pins on there, maple binding. Beautiful guitar, probably the easiest guitar to play.
That's just what I was going to say. It's just a super fun guitar to play.
Super fun. Yeah, and because of the cutaway, you can actually use it.
Yeah.
So many acoustic guitars, you just can't get the cutaways. They're useless.
Yeah, this is really going to appeal to electric guitarists and stuff.
Correct.
Used to going higher up the neck.
That's exactly who it's for. That's who it's aimed at. A more modern player.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody who's not steeped in the Martin tradition and they're kind of just getting into it.
Yeah.
This guitar is aimed at that consumer.
Yeah. And they're looking for more of the Martin sound, but modern kind of performance.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Like I said, if you want to play songs that you just normally can't play on acoustic, it's always fun.
When you're, changing subjects a little bit, not necessarily talking about new products.
Sure.
How do you, when you're developing new products, essentially, how do you keep that Martin tradition and still try and move forward as well, because we're talking see all these amazing modern style reproductions of old guitars and things like that. How do you feel being tied to a tradition? Do you feel you have to kind of respect it, or do things just work out kind of?
No, we talk a lot about it. Lisa with my team on the product side and the design side of it, it's a real tightrope. There's a class of guitar player who would be happy if Martin never did anything other than D18s and D28s, right? And they really get upset if you stray too far from that.
Yeah.
But we recognize there's a new player coming in who are going to use the instruments differently, and that tradition maybe doesn't mean as much to them right now.
It's not necessarily about volume either, is it? On the guitar, it's more about
not anymore. Not anymore. I mean, so we're really trying to keep people engaged. We try to harken back to something vintage or something traditional in every guitar. I mean, easily with this neck joint, we could have done a different style, but we kept it dovetail for a reason. Yeah. We incorporated the X so you could see it in the back, because that's part of our tradition with X bracing.
Yeah.
So we're trying to give sonic and visual cues to people so they can connect to the tradition of the brand, but allow them to move forward in a way where they don't feel like they're sort of
and doing it this
inauthentic.
Way, there isn't too much of like a leap, is there, in another direction? You're not going, completely on the other end of the scale. It still has those tip of the hat to the old design.
That's a really good point. Yeah. That's very smart, because what you got there is, we're not a revolution company, we're an evolution company. Yeah. So our products evolve over time. Yeah. And I understand we maybe move slower than some companies do, but I think that means you can trust what we're doing. Then we're not going to do anything goofy.
And the thing is as well, at that point you can kind of let a few other people make some mistakes first, see what happens, and then you can do more market research, guide your stuff, and move forward. But like you say, it's the same with you know, a lot of the other traditional companies that we deal with. You know, people always say, when are they going to do this? Or, you know, when are they going to do something new? That new product comes out and then gets completely panned.
Correct.
And everyone's like, I wish they would make those still. Why don't they make those anymore?
Exactly. So that's exactly what happens.
It's tough, isn't it?
You're getting pushed back and forth. And so you listen to the consumer, you listen to what guitar players, and just try to recognize that we just want to give them tools. We want to give guitar players tools that they can create art.
Yeah.
And what inspires one person doesn't inspire another, so you got to give everybody something different. I mean, you know, I would have never guessed that Ed Sheeran was at some point going to find an LX, and that was going to be the one he you know, latched onto.
And you know, he used that guitar for such a long time.
Exactly.
And it was just an awesome tool for the job for him, wasn't it?
Exactly,
So,
and I would have never predicted that.
No.
But it just worked out that way.
Yeah, it just works for him. But that's another one as well. He's not like, you know, necessarily like, oh, I've got to have a guitar like, you know, Neil Young or anything. He just wants, you know, just wanted the guitar. You know, I need a guitar. So that,
it was a tool. It was a tool for him. And that's the other piece of it. We're really just focus on the artist. Focus on the artist and just give them things, because artists validate product. If artists aren't playing your guitars, they're probably not going to be remembered.
I do need to speak to you about an artist, but we've probably got to do this one off camera. So,
okay, you got it.
So at this point, I'm going to say thanks to Fred for showing us all the cool new stuff that's been happening with Martin this year, and we're going to say bye for now. So thanks, Fred.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.